Give a big round of applause. Out of 150 HRs who nominated, you guys are the most punctual ones. So please have a big round of applause for you all. Great. So we'd like to thank DNF City Center Mall for coming up with this idea, and this is the first time which is happening जहाँ पे हम PVR Inox में we are hosting the biggest HR meet of Tri-City. I'm sure the seats will be full, even though it is not full. If you guys are here, I'm sure it is going to be a rocking event. Let's just wait for 5 minutes, and we'll not wait more, and then we'll start with our event. Meanwhile, I would love to know from few volunteers if they would like to come, or maybe I could come over there, and if you could let me know what you are expecting from this event and what could be done in upcoming seasons as well. I think that will really help us a lot. So yourself to the crowd, and what's your expectation from this event?
Hi everybody, I'm Alka. I'm from Glossify Technologies Private Limited, IT Park itself. And I'm expecting the most important thing is to connect with all the HRs, because we have formed so many WhatsApp groups in which 200 plus members are there, but still we don't get a chance to meet them. So this is the main focus. Rest obviously games, fun as mentioned, and like I would like to add on that this is one of the greatest efforts that you have been put in, but I don't know who's gonna make it.
Welcome, Alka. We look forward to have more interaction with you, and hope that you could win the title of the Tri-City Smartest HR. So crowd who is here, we have total 6 titles. One is 3 active HRs and 3 smartest HRs to be given today. So let's see who will win this. All right, anyone else who would like to introduce it? All right, we have the next one.
Hi, thanks for giving me this opportunity. So my name is Meenakshi. I am the founder of Allied Consulting Services. In that we are hiring actually manpower for different companies. So we are here to meet more and more people, because it's we never interact face to face. We interact through different social media. So we want to connect through face to face. So I thought this is the best opportunity where I can go and I can meet people. So thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Well, then I hope that this will be a productive event for you. I'm sure you must be carrying 100 or 200 business cards today for exchanging. Great. Good luck.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Amandeep. I'm Senior HR Manager in Flytech Systems. So I'm here to know about AI implementation in HR domain, because I learned about AI implementation in recruitment. But I am not aware how it can be affected to HR journalist part as well. So I'm very curious about how it will be impacted to HR domain in future as well. So that's all. That's why I'm here for HR networking as well. Thank you. And thank you so much, Gaurav, to giving us this opportunity. Thank you.
We also have Parijay. Please ensure that कि आप plant जरूर लेके जाएं and grow, क्योंकि plant एक ऐसी चीज है which is a kind of resembles towards growth, and we want everyone to grow. We also like to thank our health partner Dr. Batra, Maya Wellness and Motherhood. So Maya Wellness की तरफ से आपको काफी exciting gifts हैं यहाँ पे. So just to reveal, जो हमारे ट्राई सिटी के स्मार्टेस्ट HR है आज यहाँ पे सिलेक्ट होंगे, उनको एक स्मार्ट वॉच दी जाएगी बाय माया वेलनेस. सो बी प्रोएक्टिव. देयर विल बी अ वेरी स्मॉल कंपटीशन. वी विल जज ओनली 3 winners ऑफ ट्राई सिटी स्मार्टेस्ट HR. Then we like to thank the style partner. The dress that I'm wearing is from the mall. It's Louis Philippe. So do check out the collection. They have some amazing collection. If I'm looking good, you can clap hand for that. If I'm not looking good, then also you clap hand. So Louis Philippe is the style partner. Thank you. And then I represent an organization called. पहले आप सब लोग इसको जानते होंगे Sports Saga के नाम से. So we just got our name change. Now it is Royal Sporters. We have come up with our new website. आपको एक lucky voucher का कोड मिला होगा जिसमें स्कैन है, आप उसको स्कैन कर सकते हैं. You will see a lot of things coming up. So we have a website by the name of House of Engagement. So with you, we officially announced that we'll be coming up with a lot of activities. You might have witnessed कि ऐसी activities गुड़गांव, मुंबई, गुजरात और हर जगह ऐसी metro cities में होती हैं. But we are coming up with such kind of activities. You will see all that under one platform by the name of houseofengagements.com. And then the final thank you to our PVR for giving us an opportunity to host this event. All right, so to begin with, do we have Mr. Sahil Bansal with us?
Thank you, Gaurav. I wasn't expecting this to be too early. So, hi. Good afternoon, everyone, and myself, Sahil Bansal, Associate Director with Indian School of Business. As Gaurav just mentioned, for me, you'll go and listen a lot about how AI is going to be useful in HR. But before we go to that place, I want to say that AI is here, AI is a necessity, but AI is not to be something afraid of. It is not here to take jobs. I think most of us have that fear that, AI is going to take jobs, it is going to, make things redundant, but that's not the case. Actually, there will be new jobs which will be created. There's a new skill set which will be required, and that's what we need to understand while AI is coming into play. We all understand that, there are tasks which will be eased out once AI comes into picture. So there are tasks, repeated tasks which we are doing, and with AI coming into picture, we will let those tasks be done by that artificial intelligence, and we as HRs will have a lot of human-related activities to do. We'll have more time to interact with people. That's what we have to do. That's what we need to understand, the pulse at the ground. And that's where somebody just asked that how AI is going to, be a part of journalist role. There are a lot of things AI is generally talked about in is how it will be in talent acquisition, how it will be a part of payroll, somebody asked. But how it will be a part in the HR journalist, the place where, you talk to people, you understand people, you understand the ground pulse. So what I feel is that is the part where it should remain with us as HRs, as professionals. But rest of everything is what AI can take care of. I think the benefits of AI obviously will be there, which will be that it will give us a market alignment. It can do a lot of analysis for us. It will benchmark all the things which are there and give us a dashboard, which we all talk about, right? That we need a dashboard, how things will work, what is the outcome of a particular survey, how things need to be looked at. So AI will give us that. AI will help us to be fair. There is data-driven approach all around, so it will help us to be fair. It will help us that we do everything objectively. There will be like for a performance management, the salaries to be given, the bonuses to be given. AI will ensure that it becomes fair for everybody. So that's one thing which AI will bring into. And it will help us to do a performance analysis in the best way. The only thing we need to remember while using AI is that we use it responsibly. There's a childhood saying that science should not master us. So what I want you all to understand is that it should be an ethical use of AI. It should be a right use of AI. We need to ensure that there is complete data security. We as HRs have to ensure that our data is confidential, our data is secure with us. So while we are working with AI, there are a lot of people who master how things can and how they can enroute into a system. So we have to ensure that the data security is maintained, and there is continuous improvement while we are, looking into AI. So we have to upskill ourselves. We have to ensure that whatever our workforce is doing, whatever people are doing, they bridge that gap, learn AI, adapt into it, but it is not taking any jobs. It is just going to help us, enhance us. There are a lot of people who must have done recruitment here, and I would put it up to everybody here, that have you ever seen, CVs created from AI? Surely, right? CVs which are completely as per the JD you must have shared in the market. It has all the keywords which are best suited because they are created by AI. So while you are screening them for the particular job or JD you have shared, they are already made by an artificial intelligence tool only. So what we do is we land up selecting them and then interviewing them as well. But we'll have to differentiate somehow that how AI, which is creating CVs, and those CVs are getting shortlisted, how we can ensure that we as recruiters differentiate them. Now, there can be methodologies. For example, we use an HRIS wherein they fill in their information. So CV is not the only thing which is creating the shortlist. When you let them fill that information, there will be a lot of data points like percentage cutoffs, how much experience they have. Those numbers are where AI is effective. AI can help you, understand that this is the particular cutoff and these people are a part of shortlist or not a part of shortlist. So just screening the CV might not be a good idea because AI will give you what AI has only generated. A CV made from AI, shortlisted by AI will definitely be a part of the interview process then. So we need to be careful how we are shortlisting the CVs and how we are using AI. It will reduce time for sure, but it will increase biases. It will help. It will lead to somewhere, technology giving you technology. So you'll have to be ensure that you are using AI in the right manner. Finally, I would like to just end this by saying that we need to maximize AI's potential while embracing human capital. And as the thing said, we have to ensure that we keep the human in human resources while we leveraging AI. That human part has not to go. It is not there to be disappeared. It is going to stay. We are going to stay. And as HR professionals, we have to ensure that we use AI in the best way for the benefit of our organizations and for our human resource fraternity. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Sahil, for just giving an introduction. This is just a trailer that what AI is all about. Any questions we have for Sahil, and he'll be happy to address that. All right.
So my question to you is, while you were mentioning about how we can leverage AI by keeping human and human resources, right? Will you be talking about it now, how we can keep that human, because everything in is AI. From screening of CV to moving and judging their performance, everywhere AI has already come, right? How can you still go ahead and maintain that human? Is it the interview part? Because interviews are also taken by the bots. So where exactly we are having that human?
Yes, Swati. So thank you for that question. That is what I was trying to say, that there is a technology input. The CVs are created by AI. It gets shortlisted by AI. If it is interviewed by AI itself, they cannot adapt. So the limitation to AI is adaptability. We as humans can adapt. We can understand even the slightest of variations of how the tonation works, how the person body language works. So the interview which is there, or whatever we have to be in a recruiter portion, cannot be done by an AI. We understand that AI, as I said, AI is there to stay. It's a necessity, but it cannot be everything. And that's where our input comes in, and it becomes very important for us to ensure that we use AI only to the extent it gives us the right input. So it can give you a shortlist, but how to go about that shortlist is where you need to understand. The interview done by a chatbot and an interview done by a human is far different. Now also, we have all the tools. We have e-interviews. We do it over Zoom, Teams, Google Meet. But the feeling of an in-person interview still stays. There are people who still demand, there are seniors or stakeholders who still demand that I would want an in-person interview after all the rounds have happened. That happens because that body language, that donation, that communication can only be judged by the human.
Nowadays, BEI is very much trending, which is behavioral interview interviews. So how AI will be included taking BEIs?
So I am already saying that AI has its limitations. Means there will be, so there is a tool which can, understand that if you are moving, if your eyes are flickering. So there are things you can input to a robot, into a chatbot. So they can judge the movements. They can judge how a person is responding to an extent. But they cannot judge everything about the behavior of a person while interviewing that person.
My question is very similar to the person who asked you about the life of AI and how AI is going to be helpful and your answers to that. The same question is, what is the life of AI? And because there are so many technological changes happening in the world, and AI also part of the systems now. Do you want the technology to retain like this? Or you want to build a society of all the technology and AI is?
See, as I said, AI is here to stay. Technology. So we started back with HR having no tool. Excel came in. We started using Excel. It became an HR driven by Excel. Then more automation came in. There are HRIS tools which came in. It became HR with HRIS. We all got driven by that. AI has come in. So there is an advancement which is going on. And it will keep happening. The only thing is that these things are here to stay to help us. We just have to realize that. And as Gaurav just mentioned, you will know the benefits it gives you. So there are a lot of benefits. I'm not saying that we do not have to use it. We have to use it. It's a necessity. It will be with us. But it's like we have to go hand in hand. It's a hugging relationship. It is not that one will overtake the other. Neither we can do without AI, nor AI can do without us.
One of your opening statements was that AI will create job opportunities. But I want to know how, because recently we have seen in the engineering department, AI has taken over a lot of jobs of humans. Secondly, as a Shram standard, for every 129 to 130 or maybe 150 employees, there is one HR. So the percentage of HR in any company for 1,000 employees would be, say, 10 on a high number, right? If we introduce AI, so I think, it's my personal perspective, that I think a lot of people might lose their jobs. This is my perspective, but you say it will create opportunities. How? And secondly, just give me one example, one small example. I want to introduce AI in my company. One small example, what can it resolve? Like, should it be a chatbot saying, hi, this policy is here or whatever? How can we do that?
First thing, how will it create opportunities? I will start by a small data. I will share it with Gaurav also. So there was a Harvard Business Review which said that how it is creating opportunities. So the survey which took, there were 360 HR professionals which took the survey, and 97% of them agreed that this is going to create opportunities. That's from a data standpoint. And the first part which I said was, this is a fear. This is the fear we all have, that because we feel that AI is coming, we will lose jobs, there will be job cuts, and there will be less of job opportunities. But the whole point is, it's the skill which is required. I am sure that a lot of you must be, watching Insta Reels, which say that if you are not skilled up, it might be a risk. But if you are skilled up, you know how to use AI. So it's a tool. So as I started and as I mentioned, there Excel came in. People did not know Excel, but the person who knew Excel took an edge. Similarly, how to use AI, how to leverage AI is the skill. That is the gap which we need to bridge. And that is where we will still be working. It's not going to be that the AI is going to do what we are doing. Everything, as I said, cannot be done by AI. It's a tool, it's an advantage, it's going to help us, it's going to reduce time, increase efficiency, increase productivity, sure, yes. But it is not going to take away our jobs. That's the first part. Second, to give you an example of how AI can be used, I'll give you the simplest of example, which is an onboarding survey. Most of you must have heard about Pulse, Amber, or Lena AI. They are basically artificial intelligence tools which question the person based on the answers given by them. So a new joinee who comes in, joins for 15 days, there's a survey which is floated by an AI chatbot who looks into the responses and then shoots out to the HR that yes, this person, feels welcomed or not, is, really looking forward for the journey or not. And actionables accordingly, the HR has to talk to that person, meet that person, do whatever as per the chatbot would suggest. And there are questions also based on the answers which the employee would give. The questions would be reframed so that it understands the pulse of that person. So that's I think the widely most used AI tool right these days.
Who still are not aware what AI could do for the HR domain. A lot of people know what AI is, but what it could leverage for the HR domain, I think we have the next chapter driven by our knowledge partner Mercer. So all your questions will be answered in that segment. But Sahil, once again, thank you so much for coming out here. Thank you, Vivek sir. He is heading our DLF City Center mall. So if you guys have any suggestions, any queries, any feedback, sir is the right person to help you that. Sir, as you are here, we just like to hear 2 words about what DLF is coming up with for all our community people.
This is impromptu. I'm not prepared. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all. It is an honor to host all of you. So the purpose of this event is that we are celebrating 16 years of our existence. So this month is our 16-year anniversary. Thank you so much for the love and support you have always been extended. Though I will not speak much. So just to conclude it, it's just your neighborhood mall, and I keep on saying that, keep shopping with us, and you'll get better deals on your favorite brands down the year. That's all. I think I should not take much of time. Thank you,
Of course, the best outfit by Louis Philippe style partner. So.
Yes, of course. There are other brands as well. So once we are through with the session, I would invite you all to just have a round and take a look at the brands we have. And there are many more which are being budgeted for this year. So we'll be coming up with more brands to marketing. So again, keep shopping with us, and it's a pleasure to host you all. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Vivek sir. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. सबसे पहले 16th एनिवर्सरी की बहुत बहुत मुबारक है। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जब भी कोई मौका होता है, जब भी कोई सेलिब्रेशन होती है, सो वो सेलिब्रेशन ना सिर्फ एक बॉन्ड को बताती है, बल्कि शायद हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी को थोड़ा सा और बढ़ा देती है। और एक ऐसी ही रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, जैसे डीएलएफ की इस मंथ की एनिवर्सरी है, हमारे लिए ये मंथ देश के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। We are also building our nation and a great bond together. मैं आरजे गीत हूँ आपके साथ, और रामावतार त्यागी जी एक बहुत बड़े कवि रहे हैं जिन्होंने कहा था, तन समर्पित, मन समर्पित और ये जीवन समर्पित, चाहता हूं देश की धरती तुझे कुछ और भी दूं। मैं यहाँ कुछ और में वोट को जोड़ना चाहूंगी कि मैं भी चाहती हूँ, हम सब ये चाहते हैं कि अपने देश के लिए कुछ नहीं बहुत कुछ करें। उसके लिए जरूरी है कि हम सबसे जरूरी वोट करें। रोजाना स्पोक्समैन एंड रेडियो ऑरेंज का ये इनिशिएटिव है, मेरा वोट मेरी ताकत मेरा अधिकार। और मैं गीत भी आज यही मैसेज लेकर आई हूं कि 1 जून का जो ये दिन है, इस दिन जाकर हम वोट जरूर करें। और हमारे पास बड़ी सारी फैसिलिटीज हैं। अब हमें ऐप पे नोटिफिकेशन भी आ जाएगा कि भीड़ कम है, इस दौरान आप वोट करने जा सकते हैं। सो मैं यहाँ पर यही रिक्वेस्ट करने आई हूँ कि आप अपने इस बहुत बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के साथ जुड़े, क्योंकि हम यहाँ पर ना सिर्फ ग्लोबल पावर की बात करें, बल्कि ये साथ ग्लोबल इलेक्शन ईयर भी है। 60 से ज्यादा कंट्रीज में इलेक्शन हो रहे हैं, आधी ज्यादा जो पॉपुलेशन है वर्ल्ड की वो वोट कर रही है। सो वी कैन नॉट मिस दैट, क्योंकि ये भी एक हिस्ट्री क्रिएट होगी जब आप अपने फिंगर पर वो निशान पाएंगे, डीपी चेंज करेंगे, स्टेटस चेंज करेंगे, तो बहुत बुरा लगेगा अगर आपने वोट नहीं किया होगा। शायद अपने आप से एक बहुत बड़ा इनजस्टिस करेंगे। सो थैंक यू सो वेरी मच। मैं कहना चाहूंगी, एक बार फिर से जोड़ना चाहूंगी, मेरा वोट मेरी ताकत मेरा अधिकार। एंड थैंक यू सो वेरी मच कि जो हमारे साथ हमारे स्पॉन्सर्स जुड़े, रेमेंड, नेविगेटर्स, स्काई ट्रेल्स, लीको एंड 90s and Zenith हमारे साथ हमारी इवेंट पार्टनर. Thank you so very much आरजे गीत की तरफ से, and thank you so much to you as well, sir.
Great. So Keith, as you are here, and so let's have our first lucky draw
Okay.
conducted by you. Can we have the box, please, here?
ताकि आप यहाँ जाने से पहले अपना प्लेज कार्ड और अपना जो सर्टिफिकेट है वो जरूर कलेक्ट करें. वी हैव अ काउंटर देयर आउटसाइड. थैंक यू जी.
So, do we have anyone from Maya Wellness as well? Kaustubh, sir, right? All right. Please have a big round of applause for Mr. Kaustubh from Maya Wellness. तालियां जोरदार बजा दो क्योंकि स्मार्ट वॉच मिलने वाली है माया वेलनेस की तरफ से. तो सर प्लीज ज्वाइन, कौस्तुभ सर प्लीज ज्वाइन along with Arj Geet and take out. आज गीत आप निकाल लो and sir will announce the number. I think that will have the both way contribution.
HDE 0074.
0074.
Wow, great.
जोरदार तालियां. हाय हाय, मजा सा आ गया. आई एम अ लिटिल फीमेल बायस, पर बड़ा अच्छा सा लग रहा है कि एक फीमेल ने जीता.
So it's a smart
Many
watch.
congratulations. Many congratulations.
ये जो वाउचर कोड्स आपको मिले हैं ये प्लीज अपने साथ रखिएगा क्योंकि इसको आप जाके रिफ्रेशमेंट काउंटर पर भी यूज कर सकते हैं. सो प्लीज डू नॉट थ्रो. Welcome with a big round of applause, the regional head of IDFC First Bank, Mr. Prashant Trikhaji. Sir, I would like you to please take a hot seat, and or if you would like to stand, that's perfectly fine. Whatever you prefer.
Thank you so much.
Sir, IDFC First Bank ने immediately yes बोला for the HR networking meet, which is the biggest HR networking meet. पहले हम इसको नीचे कर रहे थे, but आपके support की वजह से हम इसको PVR में कर पा रहे हैं. तो इसके लिए बहुत बहुत thank you, really heartful thanks, and I'm hoping that this will go bigger and much bigger.
We look forward to such such events every time.
Great, sir. So, sir, IDFC First Bank को आप represent कर रहे हैं and you are the regional head. So, is there any special offering for the corporate employees and the entire corporates from IDFC First Bank?
Yeah, for sure. Like, first of all, I would like to thank everybody who made to this event. And I'm getting the opportunity to interact with so many people from different corporates. All top officials are here. Yes, we do have special offering for all the customer that we have from corporate side. So if I'll talk about right from the person who's starting his career by joining any company, right from that person till to middle management to the top management. So if I talk about the offerings, there are 28 services which are free for everybody. You think about any charge that that got levied to your account, it's not there with the IDFC First Bank. You talk about we don't have any home branch concept. Right, you talk about check bounce charges, it's not there with us. Debit card charge is not there with us. You talk about anything, we don't charge for anything. That's 28 services first. And when it comes to this, interest that you get on your savings or salary account, so it's the best in the industry. Anything less than 1 lakh you have in your account, it'll fetch you 3%. Between 1 to 4 lakh, it'll fetch you 4%. Anything above 5 lakh will fetch you 7%. And the interesting part is, this interest gets credited in your account every month. So you can take the benefit of compounding here. Right? Second, you must have heard about, this is something very new, which we have launched 6 months ago. If you have, planned a trip with your family, right? You booked your airline tickets, you booked your hotel, you paid the advance. But at the last moment, you're cancelling it for some reason. So airlines will not refund your amount. Hotel probably will not refund your amount. We are covering that as well. That's something new which has come, which is different from other banks. This is up to 25,000 twice a year, not more than that. RSA, which is roadside assistance, it comes with salary account, which is new. If you're traveling overseas, right, you're getting travel insurance of $5,000. That's something new. Right. That's about it.
All right, so we have so many benefits, and as I see in the crowd, we have a lot many startups organization as well. So, is there any benefit for them as well?
Yeah, definitely for startups, we are helping them to a greater extent. In fact, we'll open their current account with us, and we'll not ask them to maintain any AMB for first 5 years. That's something which is very amazing that we are doing with the startups, and we are helping them in marketing their products. We are helping them with funding. We are organizing funders from outside. That is also there in place. So that's what we are doing about startups.
Great. And how will you help the HRs overall if they have a relationship with IDFC First Bank?
Yeah, so we have a lot of schemes for employees, a lot of activities that we do for employees, which is the primary job of HR for any organization. So we help them create that for the employees. So that's about HR.
And one question from my side, from my integrity, is we have so many banks in the market. We name it, and the bank is just nearby. How do IDFC First Bank make it different from other bank?
I'll tell you. So digitally, nowadays nobody visits branch or ATM also to withdraw cash for any transactions. So you don't need to go there because it's a digital world. And digitally, if I talk about IDFC First Bank's top 20 countries are using our app. That's one thing. And second thing what we have done is if you have multiple accounts with different banks, you can view all your accounts at one place. If you have account with IDFC Bank, you can view all bank accounts at one place. This is something which is new.
Great, Prashant sir. Guys, if you have any questions from sir or the team is here from IDFC First Bank, they would love to interact with you. If you have any questions, we'll take just one or two questions if you have. Else we'll proceed, or you guys can meet them later. Thank you, Prashant sir. As you are here, we have lucky draw in front. So why don't we take the lucky draw number 2?
Sure.
And the another smartwatch. And I'd like to invite Kaustubh once again to come here and present the smartwatch from Maya Wellness. So guys, get ready. It's number 2. The smartwatch. Smartwatch आपने open करके देख लिया जिनको मिला था अभी. You like it? Yeah, it's a good one. You can just say the number.
Yeah, it is HDE00.
For winning the lucky draw number 2. All right, thank you, Kaustubh, once again. Thank you, Prashant. The last agenda of today, and that will be our panel discussion, and then we'll this will be just for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll proceed ahead with the final agenda of AI evolution from our knowledge partner Mercer. So to invite our panelists, I would like to call Mr. Kaval Anand from Oceaneering, if you are with us, or anyone, any senior. Dilip sir, all right. Dilip sir is the country head from Oceaneering. So thank you so much for coming out here, sir. We have heard a lot about Oceaneering. Please take a seat, sir. And we also like to invite Kaustubh, if you could please join us. And I'll let you know the agenda. It's very important. We'll be speaking a couple of questions with sir and with Kaustubh about employee wellness and engagement. I know that AI is very important, but wellness and engagement also plays a very important role. So, Dilip sir, I have a question for you. Since Oceaneering is a very, very big organization, and we all know that, and you have a good workforce as well. So, I would like to know that in your organizations, what strategies or initiatives you have implemented to enhance the employee engagement?
Thanks a lot. Could you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
So first thing
you can take.
First, let me congratulate for 16th years to DLF. Thanks to the organizers, the audience, and we view HR professions at a very high regard. You are the backbone of any company success, so that is important. And coming to this employee engagement, We as a company, so we are a technology company basically, work for multiple domains including oil and gas, material handling, and some space and other things. So for us, employee engagement or employee experience, what we call. So it is throughout the employee journey, starting from recruitment, talent acquisitions to, let us say, retirement or exit. So we as a company try to improve the candidate experience when we are interviewing, what kind of impression they are getting about the company. So starting from that, we have trained our managers when to conduct the interview, represent company, and then onboarding, best experience while onboarding. Then further, in terms of training or deployment, I would say, how we take care in terms of that complete process in a structured manner. Then while working, certainly we keep engaged, get the feedback and work on that. And then in terms of, so few elements what we try to take care during, let us say, working months. One thing we call in terms of engagement and enablement. So engagement is more in terms of how employee are willing to work versus enablement, how we are empowering the employee to work. And both are important aspects. While in terms of engagement, we try to give defined directions. We try to have that the culture, the inclusiveness, diversity, inclusion, all sort of things we try to take care. We have that leadership, how it is perceived. What is our culture, our ethics, integrity, those sort of things we take care very seriously. And in enablement, it's more in terms of how we give the authority, the empowerment to take decisions. It is more about right person doing the right job. And then in terms of other aspects will anyway would be coming, but providing the tools, processes, those sort of things are important for enablement. So that right person can do the right job. This is what we consider as a employee engagement space, taking care of both engagement and enablement. Thank you.
Sir, I had 4 questions for you, but you answered, I think, all of them. Maybe someone might have shared you my script, but that's okay. I think you covered all well. And the summary that you mentioned in one line, right person doing the right job, I think that summarizes everything, that how to engage employees and how to have the initiative of engagement within the organization. Right person doing the right job. I think this is a good key takeaway for me and for the audience as well. So, Kaustubh, over to you. As you are into the domain of wellness, so as Maya Wellness, how will you ensure that you, or how in fact you address burnout and stress among employees? Is there any specific mechanism or is there any specific process to that?
Yeah, 100%. Hi everyone. So to answer your question, at Maya, what we do is we are redefining employee health and employee wellness. In today's world, if we've seen over the past couple of years when we were coming up with the product, we saw that employee health and employee wellness is still considered as a part of insurance or hospitalization benefit and stuff like that. No one, and that is secondary healthcare. No one is talking about primary healthcare. No one is talking about where your employee is getting affected by a disease. So we came up with this solution, which is a wellness program for corporates. And in this, we cover all primary healthcare aspects, may it be OPD, may it be your dental plan, your eye care, your fitness, your medicines, everything comes under our purview. And with this program, we help employees reduce the out-of-pocket expenses, because 90% of your expenses go into consulting a doctor, going to a gym, eating the right diet, consulting the dietitian. So everything is covered in this.
Great. So we'll take 2 questions, one for the sir or one for Kaustubh. If anyone would like to ask anything related to employee wellness and engagement, we have the 2 leaders from different domains.
Hi, good afternoon. My question is to you, Costa sir. So, as you told that you are basically providing wellness programs to the employees, is there any mental well-being program also?
So 100% good you brought it up. In our program, basically we have experts from all industries. So may it be your mental health experts, your dietitians, nutritionists, your psychologists, psychiatrists, everything is included in this program, and it's unlimited in nature. Starting as low as rupees 53 per month per employee, you can give this benefit to your employees where they can take unlimited consultations, which is 24/7. So may it be day, night, they can just go to these experts and take a mental stress consultation. We have in fact launched a mental stress helpline, which is also available 24/7, and we have top psychologists from across India available to you on call.
Great. Any question for Dilip sir?
What is your USP and how do you differentiate your leaderships to take particular roles and your motivations for the employees?
So if I understand, you are talking about leadership styles basically, correct? So leadership styles. So as a company, we more follow in terms of what we call servant leadership. So that is, I don't know you're aware about this term or not, but if you go and Google it, you will be getting servant leadership. So as a leader, you are more like a facilitator, more like empowering your employee to do their best, take out their full potential. So lot depends on how the employee and the employer, the trust between these, or let us say manager and employee, how the trust is there. And so we work a lot on giving our managers the tools to develop that kind of trust with their employee and try to facilitate to take out the full potentials from their employee. So I would say we are talking more about situational leadership, servant leadership in that manner. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kaustav, and thank you, Dilip sir, for being with us in this panel and answer.
Okay, thank you.
And I'll always remember right person doing the right job is the key note for me. And Kaustav, thank you for explaining that you have a dedicated helpline for mental well-being. I think this is a wonderful initiative, and we look forward, or I'm sure a lot of HRs would look forward to experience it. Do we have anyone from Motherhood as well? All right, ma'am, could you please join us and felicitate our guest? Motherhood is the best mother care hospital in one more. All right, ma'am, as you are here and we take 1 minute to prepare our presentation as well. Meanwhile, if you'd like to say anything about the Motherhood Hospital, the mic is all yours.
Hi, very good afternoon, everyone. Many congratulations for 16th anniversary, and it's a pleasure to be here in the most amazing event, the best Meet HR meet I've ever Okay, so coming to the thing which he talked about, that what is all about Motherhood Hospital? It is something which is nationally renowned, and we have across India 25 hospitals which make sure that we are giving the most efficient service towards mother and children care. Okay, so how it is different from the other maternity hospitals? Basically, the pregnancy journey is not just the part of a woman's life which needs to be just, lived upon. We need to make sure that it is utmost comfortable and memorable. For that reason, we are trying our level best to give them the most specific services in terms of seeking towards the well-being of their health, and specifically the mental health, which is like nobody cares of. No, whole 9 months there are a roller coaster of hormones which are running in the mother's body. So, seeking them in consideration, we make sure that we have counseling sessions which cover the preparation of a mommy-to-be during the pregnancy journey and the childbirth and the post-delivery phase as well. So 3 of these phases is our responsibility to make sure they are the most memorable one. Okay. So mental and physical fitness is something which is our vision and mission. So for that reason, we're giving them ample amount of preparation sessions. That is 6 days a week. We give them counseling classes, exercise classes, so that they are in touch with their pregnancy coach. I definitely term myself as a pregnancy coach to make sure that my student is not having any discomfort throughout her pregnancy, birthing, and post-delivery phase. So this is what I'm working for with my whole of heart. And the uniqueness is that apart from the other maternity hospital, our hospital specializes in having different LDRs, that is labor delivery rooms, which is of utmost important. Just think of one factor, having one girl being in labor pain, and she's surrounded by other girls who are screaming out of pain and they haven't taken my sessions. So she knows that she has to breathe. She has been through all the Lamaze sessions, but the other person is not aware of. She might get affected from the same thing and she might lose her morale, right? So for that reason, we have separate personalized sections for the couples to have the most amazing moments, to make sure I train the fathers to be as well, how to deal with the labor pains. So that's something which is a cherry on the cake for every pregnant woman to be, right? So that's something. And of course, the sessions, nobody in the Tri-City is serving 6 days a week sessions, including counseling and exercise classes. So I would love to have the mommies to be with us at Motherhood Hospital. It would be a pleasure to serve them.
Great. Thank you, ma'am. If any of the women employees within your organization is looking for any counseling, she will be available. You guys can network with her after this session. Thank you, ma'am. As you are here, I would like, there is one category that we have picked by the name of Tri-City's most active HR. And we have identified one person for that. So how we identified is we asked that before we planned this session of Build and Bond Season 2, we asked our HR community that what should be the best agenda, how you think that we can make it more impactful in Season 2. So we received good feedback, but one feedback was positively taken, and I think this session is dedicated to that HR. She basically provided the idea of getting AI introduced to the HR. So on that note, we would like to welcome Mr. Ritu from ISB, who will be receiving the Tri-City's most active HR.
I think she deserves a huge round of applause.
All right, so here's a small gift from Wildcraft. I hope you carry your activeness using this Wildcraft bag. Thank you, Ritu, for giving a very insightful feedback of conducting the AI session or introducing the AI session among the HRs. Thank you so much, Ritu. Thank you. Now, before we begin, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that a lot of HRs would love to have more interaction with you. Thank you. Now, before we introduce our guest speaker and the main agenda, I request all our participants to please come forward for 2 reasons. One, to have a better interaction, and also we need a group picture. We were expecting a house full, but you know there are a couple of reasons which can't be avoided. So if I request everyone to please come and look this Audi house full. So I request everyone to please come forward. This AI evolution. So with a big round of applause, let's welcome Mr. Sheetal from Mercer.
Thank you, Gaurav. Good morning, everyone. Asrikal, Ji Ayanu. Glad to be here, having partnered with the Royal Sportster DLF and other partners for this event. And thank you so much for getting the opportunity to interact with you all. Hope I'm loud and clear. Okay. So, I was hearing the expectations that you have from this session, and most of them will be met. And in case you would have any further query, I'm available after the session for networking. While we start, I would like to ask a few questions. How many of you used Google Maps to navigate to come here?
I think every day.
How many of us use smartwatches and get to know their health data? Great. How many of us use some ERP like Workday or SAP for their HR functions? Okay. So there is a lot we are using in AI already. How many of us go to the airline website or go IBGO or Make My Trip and find out that the rates have increased at the nth hour for an airline or for a hotel? How many of us here use Instagram? When we go to Instagram, do we get to see that whatever we are looking forward to, we are getting similar kind of videos or advertisements? And it happens in Amazon as well, right? Great. So that is what AI is all in place. There are different forms of AIs, and we are already using that or interacting with that AI in some form or the other. Today morning, when I was having breakfast in the hotel, I saw a family. And this has a link to one of our slides. So the family had a grandmother, a grandchild, a father, and a mother. The mother was holding her child in her lap, and she was helping feed the child whatever breakfast was available over there. So every individual was unique in himself or herself, and was acting, or whatever that individual was doing there was based on his or her experience that that individual had. For example, grandmother knew that my digestion is weak, so she was having a papaya. The father was strong one, so he had a lot of food in his plate because he knew he could digest it easily and had a strong build. The mother also had the food as per her experiences, and he chose the food for the baby based on baby's body's requirement or age requirement. So there was a structure, which is a family, and there was a relation between each of those members. So that is what your latest AI, which is Gen AI, which works not based on set codes, but which works based on the individual experiences and feedback and creates relations. We'll get to learn more about it in the upcoming slides. Can we move on to the next slide, please? In GLOOP, which is a global MNC, a professional services firm into risk and insurance consulting and strategy consulting. And out of that firm, I am part of Mercer. Mercer is into health, wealth, and career consulting. So what we do is we interact with HR professionals, CFOs, CEOs across organization and help them in their organizational success. We design solutions for them which are customized as per the organization requirement, and we implement those solutions or guide the HR fraternity. And we are the knowledge partner for the industry. So I am part of the high-tech cluster of Mercer, as Gaurav had stated in my introduction. So close to 350 big, small startups and IT giants like Oracle, Microsoft are our clients. Next slide, please. Okay, this is what I was talking about, what all we do, design the workforce for the future, how many people are needed, what skills are required, what should be the layers and spans, how do we attract and retain talent, how much do we pay in the market, what should be the right benefits for people, how do we grow talent. There are people in your organizations who have been in the same role and at the same level, let's say for more than 3 years. There are people in your organization who are at the verge of attrition. How would you handle them? How would you provide a career path when your organization does not have any structures or layers, or when it has those structures and layers or hierarchies? How do you deliver a compelling employee experience? And if there is any need to digitize HR, we take care of that as well. Like implementation of HR, ERP, and so on and so forth. I can take a couple of questions before I move to the next slide.
Hi. So you mentioned about in deep learning side. So you mentioned about screening of the CVs. So how AI will judge, or how we can evaluate that these the CVs which are shortlisted by AI are good, or they are relevant enough? Not those 90 CVs were relevant, but these were relevant.
So when it will give you out of 110 CVs, top CVs, you would find that your time is saved and they were the most closest carrying those skills. Right? You will have to review those CVs as well. At least those 10 you will have to review and filter. Now, it depends on how much of AI you take or implement in your organization. If you implement the next step as well, wherein out of those 10, throw me the next 3, it will extract the data from all the resumes and it will further analyze and give it to you. So that's how it goes. Nowadays, while I was applying for a job in Mercer, I was applying for the job in other companies as well. So after having spent 20 years in HR, having worked with Oracle, MetLife, R1, RCM, I thought that the consulting is the right place for me. So while I was filling my resumes, I saw that there was an option while I was applying for the role. There was an option that the system will extract my information from my resume and populate the fields. Right? But then I also noticed that there were some places wherein my data was not populated correctly. Now the question comes, so what is better, AI or human? We'll come to it the next one. We'll come to it in the next slides. Yes.
Hi Sheetal, glad to meet you. My question is, as an HR fraternity, we all understand that AI is here to stay and we have to evolve and adapt and look at it from a progressive mindset. So it's more of a mindset issue than an execution issue, because we executed Excel as Sahil said and we are evolving with technology. as an HR person, like you're from Mercer and you said that, you have interacted with CHROs and you have access to those kind of reports and skill sets and you are into that business. So if you have to identify top 3 or 4 skills which every HR person has to kind of get a grip on in the next 6 months, 1 year, what would be those top 4 skill sets or competencies or platforms or tools that for HR person, let's say for example, if I want to upskill myself, if I want to be ready for the next leap, what are those top 4 tools or platforms that I must master?
As an HR.
As an HR, specifically as an HR.
Very apt question. So as an HR, you will have to always remain updated with what is latest in the industry. Read and research more. If AI is the latest fact, in fact, it is not a fact that will die down. We have been in an AI world and it will continue to be. And the world will change maybe 10 years or 20 years down the line. So you should be knowledgeable about how the overall industry you're operating in, your business in, is going. For example, you're from which organization? ISB. So you should be aware of the matrices, which specializations or which roles are getting placed, how the market is looking like right now. Is there a slump in the placement of new hires? That is the key, the quantification. Anything that new is coming, how it is impacting your business. So you'll have to, HR professional has to keep themselves updated on and on. Read more of Economic Times and these kind of platforms. Go on to these kind of platforms, attend more conclaves and into HR or rewards and leverage them. Because a lot of practice sharing and perspectives, you get to know of them. So, yeah.
Thank you, Sheetal. So basically my question came from the fact that I read that, you are specializing in talent and rewards. And rewards is an integral part of any organization and HR is supposed to be the flag bearer. So how do we, kind of come up with a reward strategy when everything is so AI driven? For example, if you have to create a CV, you have to create a presentation. You go on Prezi and present a fantastic presentation. So now who should be rewarded and what should be, is there any study which Mercer has done or are there any inputs that you can share how to segregate AI-driven performance versus an actual genuine input?
What an HR professional will have to do is, one, the person should have complete knowledge of the business the organization is operating in. What are the various verticals? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? If you implement AI in, let's say, talent acquisition, what is the change that will come in terms of processes? What is the change that will come in terms of the value chain? Will one part of the value chain not be required if there is a layoff? How would you handle that? So largely HR will have to handle a lot of change management. Hope that answers. And some part of it you will get to know when I'll talk about the skills. Moving on to the next one, what will be the impact on the workforce and HR function of AI? Next slide, please.
Thank you for the question. Generative AI has the potential to significantly impact the HR function and drive its evolution. Here are 5 practical examples. Streamlining recruitment. AI automates job analysis, resume screening, and initial interviews, saving time for HR professionals. Personalized employee development. AI analyzes performance data and career aspirations to recommend tailored learning resources and career paths. Enhancing employee experience. AI chatbots provide instant HR support, answering FAQs and assisting with administrative tasks. Predictive analytics for workforce planning. AI leverages data to predict future needs, aiding in talent acquisition and succession planning. Bias detection and mitigation. AI identifies biases in performance evaluations and compensation decisions, promoting fairness and equity.
So, this is the impact. There will be change in the workforce, there will be change in the HR. Now, how the work will change? And this will cover the next slide, wherein we did an activity with the HP. Right now, and this will answer your question as well. Right now, what is happening is you have an organization. Let's say the organization has different verticals. One vertical is product, other is design, another is engineering, UI, UX, quality. People are there in each of those verticals, right? You may have different challenges of hiring, of attrition, of upskilling people in each of those verticals. There may be possibilities that one of those verticals has a lot of attrition. You can move people from other vertical, but your business does not allow it, or upskilling them requires a lot of time. And your reward strategy is also built around it. That, okay, I will give the highest pay to the people who are in let's say one of those verticals, let's say design of the product, and I will give lower salary to people who are in, say, quality or admin, hypothetically. For example, you are mapping the people in product side to, let's say, P90 of the market, percentile 90 of the market, and the other ones to the P50 of the market median. Now this will all get diluted. In fact, it is already started to get diluted. What will happen is you design a skill repository of your organization. You identify what are the various roles in each of these departments. And you will find that some of the roles are such which are same. For example, in the product side as well, you have a full stack developer, you have a front-end developer, you have a back-end developer. In the design side also, you have the same developer. Likewise in other verticals. So 3 roles you have identified. Now you will identify the skill of these 3 roles. So let's say for backend, hypothetically, you just need Java or .NET. But for a full stack, you need Python as well. So what you have done is, you are preparing a skill repository for your organization. Likewise for all the roles and all the verticals. Work is getting redesigned and re-optimized. Now you will get to know that instead of same roles in different verticals, I will bring all the skills together and give them projects to work upon. For some of the projects, you may not even need a full-time worker. You may need a gig work for that. So the entire work which was done in silos is getting redefined basis skill. How do you hire, when you hire in the era of AI, how do you hire? What do you look in your market? Skills, especially when you hire for tech roles, what is it that you look? One is technical skills, and second is maybe creative skills or leadership skills based on the roles and the levels. So that is how the entire thing will get redesigned. It will get democratized. The current pattern wherein you are having employees, you are having an employee manual or employee handbook wherein employee has to go somewhere and get it. It will all get dissolved. the layers or number of layers or hierarchy will become flat. So these are the changes that will happen or have already started to happen. What is the benefit for employee? So this was the part. So this all will be managed. Whatever changes I've just said will all have to be managed by HR. The reward philosophy will have to be changed. What is the change in experience for the employee? Employee will get a personalized experience that, okay, I am mapped to these 5 skills in the organization. Second employee is mapped to 3 skills in the organization. The compensation will vary and has been personalized based on the number of skills that the employee carries. Right? That is the change that will happen. And you will define your comp philosophy accordingly for various skills. Accordingly, having skills, you will provide a learning path to the employee based on skills. Okay, this is the next skill for you. You have skills related to backend. Now the next one you should have it for full stack or a front end. That is the change that's going to come.
So, Sheetal sir, I think you have covered most of the aspects of AI, that how can HR be benefited from the AI. So, as you are representing Mercer, so we like to understand that what are the top 3 things as per you, which you have few clients associated with Mercer. So, what are the top 3 things that different organizations have implemented, especially in HR domain when we talk about AI? If you just reflect that in bullet points and those 3 points and what did they achieve out of those 3 points so that our HRs, our Tri-City HRs, our Chandigarh HRs would implement and maybe leverage it later on.
So top 3 things are, first they have implemented AI in recruitment, wherein the resume screening and candidate hiring the right candidate for the right role in the right time. That has happened. Second, largely AI has been implemented in employee engagement to provide early warning signals of attrition, to see the employee sentiments in the organization and make changes accordingly. And third, AI has been implemented in the performance management systems and to provide career path to the employee. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, as you told that technical competencies can be mapped, how AI will gonna map behavioral competencies?
So, behavioral competencies you will have to first define and identify in your organization. For any behavioral competency to be there, but for example, if it's a leadership role, so a certain behavioral parameter is expected out of a leader, which can be strategizing. So you have to identify those skills and work accordingly, and that's where your human touch will come.
Great. Aniketa, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. We have a very special guest. I think we just give us 5-10 minutes. Sheetalji, we'll address all the questions. He is here for just a little moment. So guys, please put your hands together for our very important and very beloved guest, Mr. Sanjay Tandonji. He is the member of the Administrators Advisory Council, Chandigarh Administration, a member of the Standing Committee, Law and Order, Home Department, Chandigarh Administration, a member of DAV Management Committee, Pratinidhi Sabha. Mr. Tandon also owns an NGO by the name of Competent Foundation as well. He's also co-authored 7 books along with his wife Priya, which is my wife's name as well. Each of the books in the Sunrays series contain 52 inspirational short stories. And The best part is that he is nominated as the BJP candidate for the Lok Sabha elections. So on that note, I'd like to invite Mr. Sanjay Tandonji to please come near the stage and empower your sharings and learnings with our HRs. So we have a lot of HRs coming in from the organizations. We have about 50-60 HRs. They would love to hear your leadership journey which help you achieve so much in your life.
Build and bond. That's your name of today's program. The organizers, one of my childhood friends, Sanjeev Vora, and Mr. Vivek Gill, Miss Isha, who's looking after this program, and there are my other friends who are also here, Yuvraj, Devinder, Alok, and maybe some of you I know, but may not be able to identify as such. But I was really intrigued by this word as build and bond. How do you do that? And you are representing various companies as HR consultants. That's what I'm told. Am I right? I have also run a company which employed one time around 6,000-7,000 people. So I can easily understand how difficult it can be at times and how important it is to how to handle them. But how do you build that bonding with them? This is a question which comes in everyone's mind. This bonding results from what is the company's ethos is all about. How have you started what is the first brick and how the company has begun. From there it begins because it's not only just a brick and a bit of a cement, but it is a bonding also. The bonding begins from the person who has begun the company. What is his style of functioning? How do you understand the ecosystem of the company? So it brings back the problems which I faced at that point of time when I was building it up. We come from a very orthodox family background, and as I was in the BPO segment, the ways of handling things were totally different. So basically, हमसे bonding नहीं हो पाती थी because I realized मैं उनको संस्कार सिखाता था और वो बच्चे शाम को पार्टी जाते थे. So ये combination it was a very difficult kind of a combination. Because as I was introduced, I have written 7 books on inspirational stories. तो हम inspirational बातें करते थे, वो कहते थे कुछ डांस गाना हो जाए. तो हमारी वो बॉन्डिंग, मैं अपना एरिया छोड़ने को तैयार नहीं था और जो यंगस्टर्स है वो मेरा एरिया पकड़ने को तैयार नहीं होते थे. तो हमने वो चीज की बॉन्डिंग कैसे करी? हमारे अगर किसी ने हमारा अगर बिल्डिंग देखी हो, हमारी बिल्डिंग में वो सारी ऐसी चीजें लगी होती थी कि आप एंटर करोगे, कहीं भगवान की मूर्ति है, कहीं गौतम बुद्ध जी की है, कहीं साईं बाबा की है, कहीं पे कृष्ण जी की है, कहीं पे गुरु नानक देव जी की है. अब मेरे ऑफिस में आओगे तो अच्छा, मेरे को कोई कुछ कहता नहीं था बिकॉज आई वॉज डिसाइडिंग ऑल दैट. तो जब थोड़े से आगे बढ़े तो माई चिल्ड्रन ज्वाइंड मी इन द बिजनेस. तो जब बच्चे पहली बार जब ऐसे आए तो क्योंकि बच्चे फिर वो चुप नहीं रहते, वो तो बोल देते हैं. अब मेरे जो आगे जो एम्प्लॉइज थे, दे वर पॉसिबली थिंकिंग के अब बॉस ऐसा चाहते हैं तो क्या करें हम लोग. So they possibly in their minds they wanted to, display something different. तो हम लोग जो है मेरे सामने बोलते नहीं थे. So I remember कि once my son वो आया तो he said, Papa, I want to discuss with you थोड़ा सा कंपनी के अंदर इकोसिस्टम को थोड़ा सा बदलने की जरूरत है. मैं क्या करना है? कहता पापा इतने आंदे आना तो इंज लग रहा सी मंदिर च आ गए. तो मैंने कहा कि यार जो हम लोग को बचपन में सिखाया जाता था कर्म ही पूजा है, तो मैंने फिर बड़ा एक फंडामेंटल सा एक चीज सामने रख दी थी. मैंने कहा यार ये भी अपना जो मंदिर ही मानते हैं हम, तो जहाँ पे हम लोग अर्न करते हैं ये हमारे लिए एक मंदिर ही है. सर पापा आज के बंदों को रिटेन करने के लिए यहाँ पर कुछ ऐसा चाहिए, कुछ एक एक्टिविटी रूम चाहिए, एक थोड़ा सा खपखाना होना चाहिए, यहाँ पे थोड़ा शोरगुल भी होना चाहिए. आज के बच्चे वो वैसा मानते हैं. सो मैंने कहा कि यार ठीक है, कभी कभी हफ्ते में या महीने में one day you can settle it up and take the people out, जो लोगों के साथ ऐसा रख लें. बट एंड ऑफ द डे जो रूट्स हैं, जिस दिन आपको ट्रबल होती है, आप भी अपने कैरियर में झांक कर देखें कि द डे यू आर चैलेंज्ड, आपको कहीं ना कहीं अपनी दादी दादा मामा पापा याद आएंगे कि इस सिचुएशन में उन्होंने क्या करना था. आप ये नहीं सोचोगे कि इस सिचुएशन में सचिन तेंदुलकर क्या करता, बिकॉज हु सचिन तेंदुलकर फॉर यू इन योर माइंड, मे बी ही इज अ ब्रांड इन टर्म्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. आपकी लाइफ का ब्रांड किसका होगा? आपकी बॉन्डिंग स्कूल का कोई वो टीचर होगा जिसने आपको कहीं अकेले में बिठा के, जब आप बड़े लो डाउन अंडर होंगे, when he or she would have held your hand and would have told you कि बेटा this is the way forward. आज आपको अपने स्कूल, आंख बंद करके अगर आप अपने स्कूल में झांक कर देखोगे, कोई टीचर आपको याद आएगा या आएगी कि यार वो थे जिसने मेरे को रास्ता दिखा दिया. वो कैसा करते थे? कहीं पे मदर फादर गुरु कोई भी उसके अंदर हो सकता है. ऐसे ही हम लोग संस्कार की बात करते हैं. एक नदी के किनारे कुछ जो अपने गुरु के साथ कुछ उनके शिष्य बैठे हुए थे, तो वो शिष्यों को बता रहे थे कि संस्कार क्या होते हैं. अब ये संस्कार शब्द कैसा है कि वो उनके जो फॉलोअर्स थे उन्होंने कहा कि गुरुजी व्हाट इज संस्कार. तो उनको लगा कि अभी तो ये बेसिक वर्ड समझाना पड़ेगा. तो उन्होंने कहा कि ऐसा करो, तुम जो है ना ये नदी में इसमें पानी में उतरो और पानी के नीचे हाथ में जो आपके चीज आए वो पकड़ के लाओ. तो अब उनके शिष्य जो है वो पानी में गए और पानी में उन्होंने हाथ डाला, तो नीचे जैसे पानी बहता पानी हो तो नीचे कंकर पत्थर वगैरह होते हैं, तो 5-7 पत्थर उनके हाथ में आए, वो लेकर आ गए. तो तब उनके गुरु ने कहा कि अब ये जो पत्थर आप लाए हो, ये पत्थर को आपस में रगड़ो. तो उनके जो शिष्यों ने पत्थर को रगड़ा. ऑल ऑफ यू वुड नो कि जब आप 2 पत्थरों को रगड़ते हैं तो उसमें से कोई चिंगारी निकलती है. तो वो चिंगारी निकली. तो गुरु ने कहा कि ये जो चिंगारी निकल रही है ना, इसको संस्कार कहते हैं. अगेन वो डबल पजल हो गए कि भाई साहब ये तो आपने और बुझारत डाल दी, अब कैसे समझेंगे कि ये चिंगारी जो संस्कार कैसे है. देन ही एक्सप्लेन्ड, ही सेड के आप अंदाजा लगाओ ये पत्थर इस पानी में पता नहीं कितने बरसों से पड़े होंगे, हाथ लगा के देखोगे तो पूरे ठंडे हुए पड़े। उनके अंदर ऐसा नहीं लगता कि इनके अंदर गर्मी है, ये ठंडे हुए पड़े हैं। लेकिन जब जरूरत पड़ी, जब उनको रगड़ा, वो जरूरत पड़ी तो जो उनकी इनहेरेंट क्वालिटी है, जो अंदर से भगवान ने दी हुई है या अंदर से जैसे माँ बाप ने दी है या आपके गुरु ने दी है, इन द प्रैक्टिकल साइड, जिस वक्त जरूरत पड़ने पे वो अंदर से जो आत्मा की आवाज आती है, जो बात निकलती है, ये उसको संस्कार कहते हैं। दिस इज व्हाट इट हैज डिपिक्टेड थ्रू दिस रबिंग ऑफ टू स्टोन्स। नाउ आप इसको अपने ऊपर ढाल के देखेंगे तो आपको भी लगेगा कि ये जो रबिंग है, आपके साथ जिंदगी में रोज ऐसे चैलेंजेस आते हैं और कभी आपको समटाइम्स यू हैव टू टेक टफ डिसीजंस, समटाइम्स यू हैव टू टेक ऑड डिसीजंस, द डिसीजंस व्हिच यू हैव नेवर टेकन अर्लियर। आपके जीवन को वो जो है बड़ा शॉक भी लगता है कभी कभी, ये कैसी कैसी चीजें मेरे सामने हैं। तो उस वक्त जो आपकी जो इनर नेट बोलता है, आज हम दुनिया इंटरनेट पे पहुंच गई, बट मैन वर्क्स ऑन इनर नेट। आप सबके अंदर एक अपना इनर नेट है। ट्राई टू डिसाइफर इट फ्रॉम इंटरनेट। आप उसमें जो है इंफॉर्मेशन ढूंढ सकते हैं, लेकिन नॉलेज नहीं मिलती। इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगी आपको, नॉलेज के लिए आपको इनर नेट ही ढूंढना पड़ेगा। आपको अपने अंदर झांकना पड़ेगा, आपका क्या है। आप रिमूव कर दो अपने आप में से सारी इंफॉर्मेशन एंड देन आस्क योरसेल्फ व्हाट इज यू। सो देन यू विल कम टू नो कि दैट इज योर इनर नेट। और जिंदगी के किसी मोड़ के ऊपर आपको जब ऐसा क्वेश्चन सामने आता है कि मेरे को किस तरफ जाना है, किस तरफ डिसीजन लेना है, एट मेनी टाइम्स यू आर एट द क्रॉस रोड। सपोजिंग यू आर द HR हेड ऑफ अ कंपनी, विच मोस्ट ऑफ यू आर। आजकल कई अनएथिकल चीजें भी सामने आती हैं। दूसरी कंपनी का कोई व्यक्ति आपके साथ फ्रेंड्स है तो वो बोल देता है यार कि मेरे को आजकल अच्छा बदला नहीं मिल रहा, और आप अपनी कंपनी से किसी अपने ऐसे कुलीग को आप उसको वहां पर भेज देते हो इंटरव्यू के लिए। नाउ हियर इज अ unethical thing which you are doing with your own company. Ask yourself, this is happening in many companies. Is it right? When you do such step, तो आपको लगता है कि शायद मैंने अपने दोस्त की मदद कर दी, बट आपने अपने एल्मा मैटर, जो आप कंपनी जिसका आप नमक खा रहे हो, आपने उसके साथ तो आपने जो है वो अनएथिकल एक्ट कर दिया। एंड आई नो देयर आर मेनी पीपल हु डू इट, और व्हेन यू आर द रिसिपिएंट यू रियली एंजॉय इट, ओह माय फ्रेंड रियली हेल्प मी। बट जिस वक्त वो आपका इनर नेट आपको रिब्यूक करता है दैट मिस्टर डोंट डू सच थिंग, दैट इज वेयर योर संस्कार काउंट्स, दैट इज वेयर योर ईथोस काउंट, दैट इज वेयर योर बैकग्राउंड काउंट्स। कोई आदमी किस परवरिश से आता है वो उसको वहां से पता लगता है। आज आप किसी प्लेस पर बैठे हो तो उस जगह पर बैठे हुए कितने लोगों को आपके पास कंसल्टेंट्स आते हैं। हम लोग BPO में काम करते थे तो कंसल्टेंट्स ने आना और उन्होंने कहना ये, क्योंकि हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट 100 लोगों की रिक्वायरमेंट डेली हो जाती थी, तो उन्होंने आना और वो रिक्रूटमेंट होनी और उसके बाद उन्होंने चले जाना। लोगों ने 3 महीने बाद छोड़ देना, बिकॉज कंसल्टेंट के साथ ही होता था कि 3 months एज ऑन नेटवर्क इज अश्योर्ड, ओनली देन दे गेट पेड। 100th डे के ऊपर वो दूसरे पे चले जाते थे, तो दे they were doing BPO jumping. और वो कैसे करते थे? So there was a nexus of consultants, there was nexus of HR heads, and we were able to unearth कि यार थोड़ी देर बाद समझ आई, और वो अपने भी लोग उसके अंदर, कंपनी के अंदर के भी, वो कंसल्टेंट भी, वो कैसे नंबर्स चेंज हो जाते हैं। आज हम लोग इन अवर उस क्या कहते हैं, इन रन अप टू अर्निंग्स, इन रन अप टू आवर हैविंग बेटर लाइफ इन टर्म्स ऑफ monetary values, we have started transgressing from our ethical values. आप कभी पूछ के देखना अपने माँ बाप, दादा दादी, नाना नानी, उस रेंज में आप उनको पूछ के देखना कि हमारे यहाँ ऐसा होता है, वो आपको जरूर एक अच्छी सी बैकग्राउंड के ऊपर वो कोई आपको ये नहीं कहेगा कि हाँ बेटा तूने बहुत अच्छा किया, ये तो बहुत अच्छा काम। Nobody is going to say. और अच्छाई की जो है ना एक उसकी वैल्यू जो है, वो आदमी सोचता है कि यार मैं तो इतना अच्छा था, मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हो गया। ये बड़े लोगों को फील होता है यार मैं अच्छा बनता रह गया, वो बुरा बन के आगे निकल गया, मैं तो पीछे रह गया। फिर ये चीज अच्छाई के लिए कभी ये मत सोचना कि आई एम डूइंग इट फॉर, उसको अच्छा लगेगा, ये वो दूसरे बंदे के लिए बहुत बढ़िया होगा। अच्छाई किसके लिए होती? अपने लिए होती। एक वो साधु था, who was sitting near a river and he was doing his puja. There was a Scorpio on the side. और Scorpio उसको हाथ पे चढ़ता था और उसको Scorpio would bite badly and he would just shake his hand और वो थोड़ी देर में नीचे गिर जाता था या पानी में गिर जाता था। वो अपनी पूजा करता रहा, 5 मिनट में वो फिर स्कॉर्पियो को भी मजा आ रहा था, कहीं ह्यूमन हैंड मिल रहा है, कुछ खाने को मिल रहा है, वो 5 मिनट में फिर आ जाए, फिर पकड़ ले, फिर वो काटे उसको, फिर वो उसको ऐसे करे और वो छोड़ दे। When third time the Scorpio bit this yogi, तो there was a person standing by, तो उसने कहा कि महात्मा जी क्या कर रहे हो आप, ये छोटा सा स्कॉर्पियो है, उसने आपको 3 बार काट चुका है, आप उसको ऐसे करते हो, नीचे छोड़ देते हो, फिर आप अपनी पूजा करने लग पड़ते हो, मार दो उसको एक तरफ, साइड पे, कम से कम काटे तो ना। तो that yogi replied कि ये स्कॉर्पियो होके अपनी नेचर नहीं छोड़ रहा, एंड यू आर टेलिंग मी कि मैं महात्मा होके अपनी नेचर छोड़ दूं। हियर इज द क्वेश्चन बिफोर यू। अच्छाई के लिए आपकी अच्छाई किसी और के लिए नहीं है। रात को जब जाके सराहने पे सर रखो और थक करके नींद आ जाए, अच्छाई है। इससे बढ़िया कोई हो नहीं सकता है। सपोज यू हैव अ कनेक्ट विद गॉड, किसी वक्त आप ऐसे डायरेक्ट कनेक्ट कर लो अपने आप को, एंड यू फील सम वाइब्रेशंस आर कमिंग फ्रॉम द टॉप एंड यू आर रिसीविंग देम, योर चैनल इज क्लियर, you are viewing everything and directly you are talking to God and God is answering you, you'll find yourself to be a totally changed person. आपको किसी की और की जरूरत नहीं है, आप एक यूनिक पर्सनैलिटी हैं दुनिया में। भगवान ने आपको बनाने के बाद वो सांचा भी तोड़ दिया है। कोई 2 व्यक्ति, 2 बहन भाई, कोई जुड़वा बच्चे, कोई व्यक्ति एक से दूसरे के साथ मिलता नहीं। And the best person for you to become is try and become better than what you were yesterday. किसी से compete करोगे तो धोखा ही खाओगे। अपने आप से compete करो कि मैं कल से बेहतर कैसे हुआ। आपको हो सकता है मेरी कुछ चीजें ancient लगे, as sometimes the youngsters they ask me such things, but I decided that I am going by this path. मेरे सिस्टम ने मेरे को वो डायरेक्शन दे दी, मैं उसी पे चलता गया, और उस पे चलने पे कोई एग्री करता है या नहीं करता, मेरे मन को बड़ी खुशी है कि मैं इस पाथ पे चल रहा हूं। सो आई वुड ओनली से, आपके इन योर प्रोफेशनल लाइफ, in your day-to-day behavior of yours, you will find yourself at crossroad many times. You will find that what kind of decision should I take? My only answer to you is just rely on your inner net. Rely on your sanskar. Rely on your background, जहां से आप आए हो। याद करके देखना, जब पहली क्लास में गए थे, किस तरह की सराउंडिंग्स आपकी थी, किस तरह से आपको माँ बाप ने आपकी परवरिश करी थी, किस तरह से आपको पहली टीचर ने समझाया था। आप उस चीजों को याद करोगे, इन सिस्टम से आप कभी भी आपकी आत्मा आपको गलत स्टेप लेने को नहीं कहेगी। एंड इफ यू मूव द राइट पाथ, कई बार थोड़ी सी देर लगती है राइट पाथ में, बट पाथ आपके सामने आ जाता है, रास्ता भी आता है और सफलता भी आती है। उसमें इम्पेशेंट नहीं होना। इम्पेशेंट से आपको कोई गलत रास्ते पे दिखा देगा। हमारे को जो लिखा हुआ है वो आना ही है, लेकिन यू हैव टू वर्क हार्ड फॉर इट। आई गिव यू माई ओन एग्जाम्पल। Today I am the BJP's candidate from Chandigarh. I had been trying for this in the last 15 years. It didn't happen. So whenever the time came, somebody else got this position. I was the president, I looked after, I worked whatever I could do. I didn't sulk. I didn't stand back, or I did not retire. I did not stay back at home कि मेरे से नहीं होता, मैं नहीं करता। किसी वक्त होता है आपकी कंपनी में आपसे छोटे वाले को प्रमोशन मिल जाती है और आपके ऊपर भी ऐसा आघात लगता है। उस समय आपकी इनर नेट का टेस्ट होता है। आपको सक्सेस मिलती गई, आपका तो टेस्ट ही नहीं हुआ। सक्सेस में तो सारे ठीक है, आपको नहीं मिली सक्सेस, हाउ डिड यू हैंडल द फेलियर? दैट इज द बिगर वे ऑफ योर सक्सेस। हाउ डू यू हैंडल इट? कई प्लेयर्स बैठे हैं, आपने सेंचुरी मार ली और आपको लोगों ने ताली बजा दी, ये तो बड़ी इजी है हैंडल करना। आप अच्छा खेल रहे थे और टीम को 5 रन चाहिए थे और आप बिल्कुल उस समय पर आउट हो गए। यू फील योर सेल्फ रिस्पॉन्सिबल कि मेरी वजह से मेरी टीम हार गई। हाउ डू यू हैंडल दैट टाइम? दैट इज वेयर इट गेट्स काउंटेड। हाउ योर गुरु हैंडल्स इट, हाउ योर कोच हैंडल्स इट एट दैट टाइम, दैट इज वेयर इट गेट्स काउंटेड। अच्छे तो बढ़ते बढ़ते जाते तो कोई नहीं, उसने कहा ये बड़ा अच्छा बिहेवियर है इसका, उसकी फाइल स्टडी करके देखना, उसको हर स्टेप पे प्रमोशन मिलती गई, उसको बिहेवियरल प्रॉब्लम आएगी नहीं। आप जब किसी की इंटरव्यू लेते हो, यू शुड बी एबल टू जज कि ये व्यक्ति एडवर्सिटी में कैसा बिहेव करेगा। तो एडवर्सिटी तो कभी भी हो सकती, चैलेंज तो कभी भी हो सकता है। सो मेरा आप सबसे इतना ही कहना है कि आप इनर नेट को पावरफुल करें, अपनी बैकग्राउंड उसको बार बार याद करते रहें। आई एम श्योर कि आप गलत रास्ते पे नहीं जाओगे। बाकी ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स में, ऐसे चीजों में बताने वाले प्रोफेशनल लोग आपको बहुत अच्छा टेक्निकल वेज, प्रोफेशनल वेज टू मूव फॉरवर्ड और या टाइम प्रूवन टेक्नोलॉजीज वो दे सकते हैं। मैं वही दे सकता हूं जो मेरे पास। So I have tried to share with you part of my journey. I have tried to share what I have written in my books. I have tried to share with you what I have practiced in my life. अच्छा लगे तो ले लेना, ना अच्छा लगे तो यहीं फेंक जाना, ये आपके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. Thank you very much for giving me a patient hearing. God bless you all.
Sanjay sir, thank you so much for such an inspirational talk. Thank you so much. We will love to have you here. Guys, we have few UTCA players. You are also promoting cricket in Chandigarh. So thank you for uplifting the sports fraternity. All the UTCA cricket members, if you could please join along with Sanjay sir. We have a special token of appreciation for you guys for representing Chandigarh under the guidance of
Cross your fingers.
All right, the number is HOE0044. So it's 44. Who has it? We need to see the voucher, otherwise we'll take out the next one. Are you sure? Or we trust you? Sir, should we trust them? Internet, as you mentioned about the internet, as per the internet instinct, we trust you, so come and collect your award. Yeah, please do come, please.
वैसे भी बिलीव करने के बाद ही है, जो है पहले तो सब पे बिलीव करना ही चाहिए. अगर उन्होंने गलत बोला है तो ये रात को इनको सराहने पे नींद नहीं आएगी. No, बेटा, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Actually, we were discussing तो मेरा 4-3 है, उसका 4-4 है, तो इसलिए.
Hospital and Mr. Vivek Gill from DLF is honoring our chief guest, Mr. Sanjay Nandanji. Great. At the back of the slide, you also see the players who are representing Chandigarh. Very soon, you might see them representing.
Answering Aniketa's question quickly, and we can take it more outside. So, as I said that you asked that how the behavior can be mapped or assessed, right? Whether it's a problem within the company or not. So, AI can address that part when you have behavior parameters identified for each role. That is one. AI would do your culture assessment. For example, it will highlight that there is a lot of attrition in a team because team engagement is very low. Then, as an HR, you will have to deep dive into why the team engagement is very low. Is the manager not equipped? Okay, you get to know that yes, the manager is equipped technically, but he or she may be a first-time manager. So those behavioral parameters are missing, which are required to be a leader. And accordingly, you implement a learning path for the organization. Usually, when you adapt or implement AI, it gives you the entire solution. So it depends how much you implement the AI in the organization. Is it in bits or pieces or the entire value chain? Usually, organizations do it as a pilot in one of the value chains. So, hope that answers. Okay, so Gaurav was after my life case study. Usually, these kind of sessions takes at least 2 hours to be discussed in detail. So after this case study, I will ask few questions for the activity that we have, and we'll wrap it up in 15-20 minutes. This is one of the case studies. I'll take 2 to 3 case studies wherein AI is doing personalization in L&D. So can we play the video, please? there was a case study on HP. You can start using that. I want to show you a case study wherein Mercer has done it with a company wherein that reskilling and value chain change has happened. So this was a study we did with HP wherein we studied their roles, what was there in those roles, what were the tasks which was there in a role. We identified those tasks using AI. Then it was identified that which part of the role could be automated. And once it is automated, what will happen to the organization in terms of whether it will lead to any savings, enhance productivity, efficiency, and what will happen to the people. So for that, people who were performing those roles, it was identified that what were the skills that they were carrying. Would they be reskilled and moved to another department? Or will there be a layoff? Which did happen to a certain number of people who could not be reskilled. So that was this activity. So 23 tasks were analyzed, which led to 29% of time savings. 10 tasks were automated, and there were automation tools which were identified and implemented, and the entire skill repository was designed for the organization. I cannot give the technical version of this case study because of the confidentiality agreement we had signed with the client, but we were allowed to share the name. To help you understand it with ease, imagine a call center wherein employees are answering calls of a similar nature, routine nature. So that requires certain skills such as good communication, and if it's a, let's say, US process, they may need a US accent as well to interact with US clients. Then there is some documentation which is required after the end of every call. So then they are working on certain KRAs, average handling time per call, how much time is spent. That has to be within control so that maximum volume of calls can be taken per associate. Those were started, and that part was automated, wherein how much of it was a routine call which could be handled through IVR. That was implemented. How much of it would be left which cannot be automated, like documentation part. Human touch is required. So, in layman terms. And those people who got laid off were reskilled and moved to other departments. So that was one part of wherein this was done. And how we arrived at this exercise was through implementation of AI tools, which gave us these outputs. So data was fed in the system, and it gave an output.
Shirlji, we are running ahead of time. I think we should conclude by you guys can ask questions from Mr. Sheetal during the networking after, means right outside the gate. But as we have given him a task to select Tri-City's smartest HR, so he has a few questions for you. We'll just take 5 more minutes. Okay, 5 minutes we are wrapping it up. So over to you, sir, and whosoever will answer could win the title of Tri-City's smartest HR. So over to you.
Okay, I'll ask 3 questions. Any one of you can answer. There can be more than one answers as well. And we will evaluate based on the knowledge shown for that answer or experience that you have related to that question, or something you've done in your organization or seen in your past organizations. So the first question is, what is the most important thing that is to be looked into with regards to the AI output? So there is a lot of input also that goes into an AI system. What that input is the most important input which determines the output.
The content.
Okay, you are only allowed to raise the hands, and our coordinator will come to hand over you the mic. The best answer.
So one of the answers is content. Please state your name.
Hello, this is Amrita. To answer this is what kind of information you are giving to the AI to get the best outcome of it. So maybe I can put it in an example. For example, you want to have an introduction of a new HR head in your company and you want to write down to that. So you use, ChatGPT for it. So what will you write? You will write that please draft an introduction mail of a head HR which can, circulate it to the employees by a CEO of a company. So this is what you write, the draft mail. But how can it be better? So ask ChatGPT and write, act like a CEO. I am attaching a document. Please draft a mail so that we can introduce our head HR. So what the AI will do? The AI will act like a CEO and will draft the entire document for you when you will be attaching the CEO. So this is how we can best use it as an output.
What do we want to do? What do we want to achieve? Input and output will be decided if we are able to answer this why. If we are able to articulate what are we trying to achieve, we will be able to give them the right input. So input, when you want to get somewhere, is fueling of your car. Whether the kind of fuel is hybrid, nitrogen or fuel, that is AI. But why do you want to take that trip is what matters the most.
Hi, I am Varsha. So to summarize both the answers, actually I think content is important, but without context it's nothing. So what ma'am said and what the objective is. So if we summarize both the things, it's the context that is what is important. So
Thanks,
content
Varsha.
with context.
Yeah. That was the answer I was looking at. Other answers were also apt. And so Amrita also said it correct. Anikita, he also said it content. Content or data is must. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. But objective is also right. But why or context is quite similar. So that context is important. I'll give you one example.
Let's move on to the second. So, who is the winner?
Context.
Congratulations, Varsha. We'll invite you. Well done. Let's move on to the second one.
So this evaluation may not look very subjective because of the may not look very objective because of the time constraint, but you'll have to live with it. What are the risks that you see implementing AI in your organization?
Okay, sir, you can pass it to that. Anything after this? After this at the back.
So there are two types of risk. One from the person who's actually implementing. Other is from the organization. So the person who's implementing AI may take, that everybody mentioned, losing job is one of the risks. Though there are other jobs that AI is making, but that is one of the risks. Second, from the organization's point of view, if we talk about risks, the first risk is AI is not always correct. It's only based on the data we feed in AI. So to give you an example, even with ChatGPT, if you have read, there was a case study that South Africa, it actually took all the data from South Africa, and no other places or people were considered. So while we talk about South African people giving some data, it may not be apt for any other country or for other people, right? So that is one of the risks where you do not have many people having that information or the data. So data sets is limited to a certain people. So the answers or the solution will not always be correct.
So when you say data set is limited to certain people, actually it's not that case, because data is available to many people. To some extent, you are close to it, but there are more risks.
So, first thing to add to the answer that ma'am just gave, so AI will never take over our jobs. Like human touch and auditing will always be there, even if AI is implemented in our systems. And the risk that we will be facing, first and foremost, it will be data loss. Like there is a high chances of getting the data that we will be, sharing with any AI bot or anybody. So there is a high chance of, leakage of our data. Of course, that will be there. And mainly it will be there. So also to answer the first question as well, like to set up the context or anything, the inputs that we will be sharing. So we need to make sure that we are setting up the relevant prompt or relevant context, or we are providing AI a relevant content or anything that we are to get the relevant results from it. So relevance of the context and relevance of the context is very it's utmost important. Suppose if I am training a chatbot or anything, if I am not providing the relevant information of my policies or relevant,
that is not a risk. Relevance has been covered. Context and previous question. One takeaway I have from you is data loss. In fact, data loss is also not there, and there is no loss of job.
I think that risk of biasness can be there because they are already programmed in such a way. So biasness would be there.
Biasness is another one.
There will be challenges in the cultural.
All right, so guys, they have the show, so we are restricted with time. So let's connect outside and we'll discuss. We have the refreshments available for you. There is a giveaway. So let's continue outside and let's do more of discussions outside.